Hello and welcome to the Sports Center YouTube channel. Me and Carl are talking today about literally the only thing to talk about really in the sports world. Usyk v Fury 2. Big fight. But first question to you, does it feel a bit underwhelming that it's not for the undisputed strap anymore? Or do you not think that makes a difference?
No, I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest.
Just to me, I think they acted too soon, doing the IBF shit.
I'm glad they did that, to be honest. I'm glad they
For
did that.
what
It's,
reason?
I, well,
Just a
I
bit.
don't think I think there should be one belt anyway. I don't think there should be four, five, six belts.
I agree with you.
So, so to have one man holding all the belts, it just seems pointless to me.
Meh, I
So
suppose.
so if you're going to have multiple belts, have multiple champions, and then I don't know. I just don't bother me. Obviously, I like the fact that all the belts came to a head the previous fight, but then that's it. It's been dispersed.
I just feel as though, and it's massive. It's a fucking huge fight. I just don't feel as though it's that big compared to the first one. And I think
Do
for the reason being that
you not think it's probably a lot to do with there's been no slather? There's been no. It's been very polite on it. Will you sign me this? Do you want to go for a pint? Let's go and watch Man United game together. All this weird shit. It's too friendly. Whereas usually, especially with Tyson, is your big dosser and all this your sausage and there's been nothing as there's been complete radio silence from both of them really.
have
So there's
you
no hype to the fight.
yeah, you got a good point to be fair. Have you seen the press that they've done today?
No, I've seen it on the Sky Sports app, but I've not seen the actual.
They basically stared down each other for about
For
10
10
minutes.
minutes, it was over 10 minutes is what I read. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I literally just watched it on YouTube now. I was just scanning some food and I was just thought I'll just stick YouTube on, see what's on. It was just like top thing. Like,
did you think it was paused?
well, it was like this, obviously like as people do on YouTube, you market it for clicks. So it's like fiery face off. So I'm like, oh, nice. Watching it, eating. I'm like, it's gonna kick off in a minute. Watching it a bit more. I'm just like, please don't tell me they just stand here and stare at each other for 11 minutes. So I thought I'll skip a few minutes. So like I slid from like 4 to 7. It was like I just paused it. And they literally just stood there staring. I mean, don't get me wrong,
It's a long time to stand there though
isn't
and
it?
just stare. It's a long time. 30 seconds is a long time. You need to just stand and stare at someone.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I was trying to think to myself, like, is this a big thing? Because the commentators were saying like no one wants to break it. No one wants to break it. It's a sign of weakness. And I just thought, is it? Would would you be that arsed if you just went like, fucking see you, sat the dickhead, and just
I've
walk
seen.
away?
I've heard loads of fighters say that though, and they've said like, as soon as he blinked or looked away, I knew that I had him.
Yeah, true.
And that's probably what we're going on then.
Well,
Um,
Lennox Lewis used to say that he used to win his fights in press conferences and weigh-ins and stuff like that.
it's
Bit mad though, that isn't it?
a long time. It's a
It
long
is a hell
time.
of a long time. You could see there were one of I can't remember like he was one of the head of the organisation. It might have been WBO. I forget his name. And like he's only a little guy. Bearing in mind, I think Fury's like 6'9", is he or something? And he's like kind of worming his way in between them both, like he's trying to get them apart. I'm like, mate, honestly, you trying to flog rocket or shit there.
Just throw you out of the way, mate, if I needed to.
Exactly, but yeah,
Why is Eddie earning amongst it all?
because he's Eddie and he just gets fucking everywhere, doesn't he? He's just
No,
like
but
a
he's
fat
nothing to do
snow.
with either of them. What's he got to do with that?
No idea, mate. I've no idea. Unless he's got fighters on undercard.
Undercard, maybe.
Well, speaking of the undercard, I had a look at it before and bit poor if you ask me for a fight of this stature. So you've got um I don't even remember half of these. Bochacic or Bo Hachuk. That's what I mean. Never heard of him. Versus Ishmael Davis, light middleweight. You've got Moses Itumba, who I've heard of. Dempsey McKean, Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen. I know them two just basically because the Brits aren't there.
Yeah, but they're dire. It's a dire fight.
It'll just be it'll be one of those. It'll be a slobber knocker for probably a few rounds, and it'll just be two big guys get gassed out and just
Yeah, it'd be crap.
leaning
Shite
all
fun.
over each other. Yeah. Peter McGrail against Reese Edwards, Isaac Lowe, Lee McGregor, and you're going right down now to the bottom. Daniel Lappin against Dylan Collin, and then Adri. I can't. I'm not going to try and pronounce that against Edgar Ramirez. Not heard
It's a,
about him.
it's a,
Well, probably more
it's
than
a,
half of him.
it's a dreadful card, isn't it?
He's poor in it when you think like the undercard that's on the Dubois and Bivol next one.
Well, they're saying that that's the best card ever, aren't
I, I'd argue that you're probably right.
they? Don't get me wrong. I think, well, what were the one where Whitaker threw himself at ropes?
Oh yeah,
That'd been cool.
Dubois AJ won it.
That were a good card. There were a
Yeah, yeah,
lot going on there.
yeah.
Um,
It just seems like I don't know. Can't really criticize Riyadh like for stuff that they're doing with boxing, but just think they've missed a trick with this one a little bit. I think it's a bit
well,
poor.
to say that this fight that we're all wanting to watch last time was hyped up as the biggest fight in a generation.
Yeah,
So to have that round two or round whatever you want to call it and have a shit undercard, it just shows how much this is actually worth. I think.
well, that's what I mean, and that's why I kind of allude back to what I was saying at the start of this video when I was just saying the hype's not being around it for me, but I think it's a multiple factors. I think you're right in what you're saying about that everyone's been kind of just silent. You know, they haven't been talking no shit. It's just been right in the gym, getting myself primed and ready for this. But yeah, that's one thing that like I won't be asked if I miss many of them fights if I'm honest.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie. I probably won't watch any of them. I probably won't.
But it
Um,
was
how would you feel the fight's gonna go? The one that we want to watch and
well,
will
yeah.
watch.
I'll say what I want to happen. I'll say what I think will happen. I want Usyk to win, and I feel a bit bad saying that as a Brit because obviously Tyson's a Brit, but he's just gone down in my estimations over the last few years. You know, all this talk about I'm not in it for money. You know, I drive a fucking VW Passat. I go to tip every weekend. Yada yada yada. And now he's gone full circle. It's basically people have just been calling him out saying you're full of shit, and he's actually gone, "No, do you know what? Yeah, I am full of shit. I'm just in it for money." Which fair enough, but why not just say that in first instance? Why kind of fucking kid everyone on that you're like this, you're the man of the people kind of thing, but really you're not. And you know, listen, he might be a really nice guy. I don't know, but that just got me. So for me, I want Usyk to win, and my prediction is I think he will win. I think I want to say Tyson Fury's only chance of winning is going to be doing what he did in the I think it was the Wilder 3 fight where they basically just came out and just blitzed him. But I just think Usyk's too good for that. Like if you come out and try and hammer this dude, his footwork is too good. He's too crafty. His ring IQ is just far too good for you to be able to do that. I don't see a way Fury wins.
I listened to an interview with Bob Arum,
Oh yeah,
and I mean, I know he's an old, dithering old man, and he talks a lot of shit,
it's a lot of shit.
but but I did tend to agree with what he was saying. He thinks that if Tyson makes this into a brawl and uses his height and weight, and just sort of gets right up in him, he's gonna have to get right up in him and just use the body shots because Usyk's been vulnerable body shot wise. I think but if he wants to stand and box him, I think Usyk wins
Yeah, totally
pretty
agree.
much 8 times out of 10. I think, but I think if he's got to use his weight and his size and get into his body, and I do genuinely think Fury will win, and I
Yeah,
do want him to win. But I'm not interested in seeing a trilogy if he does win. I'm not interested.
but you know what you're going to see. Joshua's going to come into the mix if Fury wins. Well, to be fair, if Fury don't win, he's going to come into the mix, isn't
Well, I heard an interview with Dubois as well today, and even though he's fighting Parker and
he? Mm.
next, he's already saying he wants to fight the winner of this, and he wants to fight Usyk rather than Fury.
Well, he thinks he would have done
And
by, doesn't
I think he'd beat Usyk as well.
he? Oh, Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Oh, Carl, big statement.
I do.
Big.
Well, I, I think the problem with that is Usyk's talking about going back down to cruiserweight, isn't he, if he wins.
No, I don't know. Not heard that.
He, undisputed. His words were, "I was undisputed in cruiserweight. I've been undisputed in heavyweight. I'm going to go back and become undisputed again in cruiserweight."
Right.
I mean, I don't know how he does that at the age that he's at, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to say that'd be tough, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Doing that weight cut.
but
Well,
he's a small heavyweight, though, isn't
he is a small heavyweight. I think so. So, given now what you're saying about Fury's size, I tend to agree with you. But I think it can only apply those tactics in the latter stages when Usyk slowed down a bit. Because I think if you try and do that early doors, he's too good. His footwork's too good. Obviously, his stamina's ridiculous. You know what it can do. He kind of has a reserve tank, doesn't he? He has a round or two off at middle, and then he's like boom, straight back into the mix.
I'm going to say Usyk seems to be better at the back end of a match anyway. So
Mm.
I tend to disagree a little bit with that. But I see this being a boring fight to watch. I think there'll be a lot of ref breaking it up, Fury just weighing him down. And I just think it'd be boring to watch.
You reckon?
Yeah, I hope it isn't. I hope it's entertaining.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll
I'm.
see.
Yeah, I think it's going to go very similar to the first one. If I'm honest, very similar. I think it
But
might go all the way.
it were close though, that last fight. A lot of people see it as a Usyk won quite convincingly. I don't think he did.
Yeah,
Um,
I watched it back, and my mindset changed a lot. I think Usyk still won the fight, but it was a
yeah,
lot closer than what I thought when I was watching it live.
yeah. I think if it seems as though Fury's going to come in a lot more disciplined. I don't see him doing any of this showboating bullshit,
No,
and I don't want to see it either. Um, it's not him. It's not when it's not when he's at his best.
no.
I don't want to see that. I want to see him focused and give himself every chance to win. Um, but one thing I do want to ask you: what's your thoughts on the judges with us having now an AI judge?
Is there actually one happening in this fight?
Yeah,
Is there?
he's the fourth judge, yeah, and it's going to be an AI judge
Is that what? So that's going to come into
into
play?
Fury's fight. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I've not heard that.
There's going to be
I,
the three judges as normal, plus an extra judge, which will be AI.
is that scorecard going to be an official scorecard along with it? So there's going to be
Yeah,
four scorecards.
four scorecards. Yeah,
Wow, wow, that's massive.
yeah.
Didn't
It's
know
going to be
that.
interesting to watch that.
Feel like I needed a bit of a breaking news kind of little teleprompter coming across there, Carl.
Well, put one in, Dan. Put one in right now.
um, I don't know how I feel about that.
I like it
I heard,
because
I heard it on Talksport that there was potential looking at bringing it in. I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was for this fight.
yeah,
Oof, God, that's massive.
in the biggest of fights,
Yeah, that's huge.
well, one of the biggest of fights. Yeah,
Mm, right.
I think it's got. If it think, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. Because it takes styles, it takes preference, it takes all this thing out of it, and it's just literally
Which
how.
is good.
Yeah, there's no favoritism, there's no nothing, there's no
It will.
bias.
It will be
So,
interesting to compare it against the actual human judges' scorecards from that point. So as I'm kind of thinking off top of the dome, yeah, it will be quite interesting.
but I also think it will scare the other three judges into thinking I can't be biased. I can't have a favourite. I'm going to have to be straight down the line because AI will catch me out if I'm not even close to what AI is scoring. Then I'm going to look like a dick.
This could this could fucking be bigger than the actual fight if something controversial happens at the end of it.
Yeah,
Wow,
but it could,
I'm intrigued
but
now.
it could be that it's the way forward, and we do away with judges, and it's just three, maybe
Yeah,
two AIs and one human, maybe.
I have read that, but yeah, we'll see. Actually, yeah, that's thrown a bit of a not a spanner in the works, but it's thrown something to keep an
Yeah,
eye on,
thought.
hasn't it? Yeah, a bit of a curve. Yeah, that's good. Wow. Well, let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think about this? What do you think about the predictions for the fight? What do you think about this new judging system? Are you pro? Are you con? Let us know. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Catch you later.